Hi, Naked Author, Jason William Mitchiner Galbraith. Just want to go over with you everything that I'm doing with my project. This was my first book that I ever wrote that was about my ancestors. It was three Mitchiner brothers that went on the Daily Picayune in New Orleans on March 14th, 1849. They went to California to become California Gold Rush pioneers, and my ancestors also, they fought in the Civil War and everything. But this is really where I started my journey finding out who I am, and I've posted a lot about it. And this was my first book that I ever wrote about my biological father, that I found out about, my Mitchiner ancestors. So this was my first book I ever wrote, and it follows, all of their exploits. And then over COVID, I also found out more about my maternal ancestry. And when I was writing about my roots back in the day, I was writing about the Revolutionary War, where my ancestors fought in, and then I go into the piracy of a fallen king. And writing those books, I tied them in together before I even knew who I was, and that tying in my third book of my first trilogy was going to tie into my 10th book after I found out who I am. That connects my trilogies together because I am a Mitchiner and I'm a Galbraith, and I found out how long that dates back is that you can paper trail me back to the 1600s, 15th century actually. It keeps going back, and my DNA goes all the way back to the kingdom of Strathclyde. So I found out who I am, and all of my history that we're all about and our island. And then I found out that we have ancestral castles as well. So I've been writing my trilogy that I wrote, and I connect all of my books together, from the Revolutionary War to piracy with Captain Kidd, all the way back to the Civil War and the California Gold Rush. And I did all this before I knew who I was, and it took me over 20 years to do all this. So it's really amazing, and please support me. I won $1.47 million over COVID from Rupert Murdoch, that fired everybody while he was making record profits. But all of that money, like Robin Hood, went to everybody out there. So any support you give me now, guaranteed 100% does not go to the ex-wife. It'll all go to me. It'll all go to purchase my ancestral castle that I just found out who I am. It's pretty hilarious that I have tattoos from ethnic nationalities that I thought I was, only to find out, how Scottish and English I am. It's staggering. This whole story is the greatest story I'll ever tell in my life. Cheers.